Recording.
Alright, here we are back for another episode of Functional Kenpo. This topic of this video is signature sequences. I kind of mentioned this in one of my videos before. I seem to be saying that a lot today. I mentioned this in the video before. But in one of the videos I put up before, it was one of the demo reels, I think. It wasn't actually a video. It was just like one of the demos where I put like a bunch of clips of me doing stuff. But I mentioned signature moves. Signature moves. You play video games like I do, big video game player. You play fighting games, all the characters have a signature move. It's a move that only that character has. Now, I'm not talking about you guys having moves that only you do, because let's be blunt here. We're doing Kenpo. We all have the same kind of moves. Motion is motion. In a lot of martial arts, we have similar movements across the board. But what I mean by signature moves, I mean moves that you are intimately familiar with. This is your move, all right? This is something you own. You own this move. This is yours. You know the ins and outs of it. You could do this move in your sleep. If you're like me, you do the move in your sleep. And then your wife wakes you up in the middle of the night and like, what are you doing? And it's because you're asleep doing stuff. But anyway, this is your move. Now the idea for the signature sequence is to be able to have this move that's just you and you can get it off like that. But the next step of that is being able to get it off against a variety of attacks. So, say you're boxing or you kickbox. You sit here, you have your jab, your cross, your hook, your uppercut, and your low kick. That might be your signature combination, or somebody else's combination might be jab, cross, kick, and then hook. It's a lot of different variations depending on your art and your style and your skill level. But you pick what works for you. Now the sequence I'm going to use today for one of the signatures is, and I'll have my brother Chris here, is I'm just going to start off with a hammer fist. I'm showing you my kind of signature sequence to kind of take a moment to show a few mechanics. It'll give me a chance to show some mechanical work as well. But this isn't it's not the gist of the video. It's just kind of a good opportunity to cover this material. So the first thing I'm going to use is it's a hammering motion. I can sit here and hammer through with a claw, palm, chop, hammer fist, whatever. Doesn't matter, sometimes I'll hit closed fist, sometimes I'll hit open-handed. The way you throw this is very similar to throwing a baseball, or throwing any ball. The elbow leads, the hand comes out behind it, and the shoulder goes out behind it. So this is the first strike, so it's like throwing a ball. It should be natural and powerful. There's two movements. It should be very natural for you to be able to just do that. Shouldn't be any tension, should be very easy for your body to do it. You shouldn't have any flexibility, any range of motion issues. You should naturally feel like you're doing this. If I told you to pick up a ball and throw it to somebody, and I go, good, yeah, that motion right there will now settle down and you throw the ball. That's how you execute that strike. As you do this, your body is going to rotate this way. While you're rotating this way, we're going to insert a minor shot. This is a minor shot. Minor shot doesn't mean it doesn't hit. It doesn't mean it doesn't hit hard. It just means it doesn't hit as hard as your other shots, which are your major shots. Your major shots are the ones you are really putting everything behind it. So, you want to come here and then hit with a minor this way. So I'm going to turn this way and start to roll my hips back the other way. As my hips roll back the other way, I'm going to let my hand that carried through here come back and do a chopping hammer fist through his abdomen. I'm not trying to hit him straight across, and I'm not trying to hit him down. I'm trying to hit him on a diagonal. I want to hit him, make him bend over slightly, but I also want to drive his weight down to settle him in place. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to settle him in place. When I hit him and settle him, it's to lock him in place for a moment. I think I covered this before, but I don't want to hit this guy while he's floating around like a butterfly trying to sting like a bee. Because he's going to be able to sit there and roll out of my shots. As long as he's nimble and bouncing around, when I hit him, he can roll with it. So I want to settle him so that he can't roll. For this split second, he's locked in place. So when I hit him with this, he ain't rolling out of that. Not for that little split moment. So it came in 1, 2, 3. Next movement is an outward shot here. Again, I don't care if it's a hammer, back fist, claw palm, I don't care. And then your last shot here. Again, it could be another hammer, which will allow you to repeat the sequence, or it could be an elbow, could be a hook punch, could be anything. But that's just a sequence we're going to work on. And that's a series of shots that most Kenpoists are generally familiar with. I mean, it's pretty common throughout the Kenpo techniques if you really look at them and break them down. And it gets to a point where you break it down to that pattern, it's like, oh, well, you start to realize that this pattern can go everywhere. So we're going to use that for our signature sequence for the day, and it's one of mine. It's not like the one, it's just one of them. And it's a good idea to start with one and then work your way up until you have as many as you want, but realistically speaking, you want to narrow your choices down. You want to make it so that when you've got a situation that you need to get things going, that your solution for any particular attack is a very small number, because the more choices you got to go through your head to figure out which one you're going to use for the situation, the longer it's going to take you to pick one. So it's better to have a low number of responses. So you want to start finding commonalities. But anyway, so we're going to start with the straight right again. We're just sticking to straights because it's for illustrative purposes. So Chris is shooting the right, and you remember earlier we were doing this as our counter blow. So he's going and I slip and I counter. Now I come in and I hit, and now I'm in position for the signature sequence. So we slip on the outside of the right, counter blowed, checked his arm down, step through and hit him. If you want to make sure you got him busy, put your fingers on his face. I guarantee you he's going to start thinking about getting your hands off, and oh, okay. Now you're in position for your signature blow, or your signature sequence. So we're doing that on the outside of the right. Same thing, we could do this on the outside this way. So instead of using this hand to pick up and punch, we can use this hand to pick up and this hand to punch or whatever. As you can see, I'm not punching anymore, back fisting, because I didn't smack Chris enough today. So we're going here. From here I lock on, step in to set my position, and now there's our sequence. So that's dealing with the right. Now what about the left hand? So we got the left hand coming. Same thing. It's actually easier, well, in this stance, it's easier if I'm in a right lead to do it on this side. So he's shooting the left, and I slip the left, and oh, we're back to this again. That's actually my signature, is to pick up this guy's arm and take it apart and bring his head down. I got small man syndrome. Chris is taller than me. I like him shorter than me for a while. So, picking up on the inside of the left, guiding it by, setting myself up. I'm being nice today, and I'm just doing this, and I'm setting this hand. Chris, tighten up. Because realistically, like I said, you want to give this guy as little time as possible to be able to think about a counter or an active counter. So you want to intercept him and hit him off the bat. Tighten up. You want to make sure that you hit this guy with some authority on your first shot, and then everything else after that follows. But make sure that your first shot is in there and good. So, you know, for purposes of being nice, I was parrying and just, okay, I'm not hitting. But keep in mind that this shot is there. Now that's, let's see, we've covered outside the right, and we've covered inside the left. We haven't covered inside the right or outside the left. So it really doesn't matter which stance you're in. You know, if he's shooting the right again, and we're moving to the inside, I might have to, do my sequence on the other side. Or, if I switch my stance, for me, and we're back to, we don't know yet. We're back to the sequence again. So that's outside the right, inside the left, outside the left. So left's coming, brush it by, might come across with this, might not, brush it by, hit here, and now I can clear his arm down on the way to finishing up the sequence. So this is just ideas. Whatever your signature is, be it this or this or this or this, whatever your signature is, that's your move and you own it, find ways to get it. Find ways to get it outside of a right. You know, oh yeah, arm drag, back to the middle, oh yeah, got this. You know, find ways to get it inside the right. You know, the right hand comes and you go, oh, inside the right, and oh, we're back to this stuff again. And yeah, I'm slapping, I'm a slap art. Kenpo's a slap art. Yes, I'm slapping my brother right now because we've been throwing fists enough today. Inside the left, same thing. Pick up the left, and your shot. And every time I'm hitting him with an open hand, understand that that hand could be anything. Like I said, it could be palms, claws, chops, fists, back knuckle, it could be anything. It doesn't matter which weapon you choose. It's the arc that it travels on that I'm most concerned about. And when we did outside, inside, inside, and outside, you know, here and then there we go. And there's our moves there. And that's just off of punches. Keep in mind that we could do the same thing off of kicks. You know, you got your front kicks, roundhouse kicks, doesn't matter. They're your sequences. Same things, it doesn't matter. If you want to sit there and actually front kick again, keep it simple. If you want to use your hands to set up your sequence, or if you just want to use your legs to set up the sequence, it doesn't matter how you get there. You get your defenses in order for what you're used to, what you're comfortable with, and put this person into what we call a reference position. A reference position means a position you set them into, which sets them up for your signature, your comfortable move. I'm most comfortable like this. I'm most comfortable with left low, right high, inside, or outside. It doesn't matter. I'm most comfortable in that position. It's just something I've developed over time. That's just me. You might be most comfortable like this, or like this, or like this. It's up to you. You find what works for you. Me, I like starting from here. It gives me lots of options to work with. So it's up to you on what you want to do. Find what works for you and put it all together. So this is signature sequences blended with the video we did earlier on right hand, on your counter striking. Make sure your counter strikes lead into whatever your signatures are. Thank you.
Boogers in my boobs.